Yeah, come and take a look at the snow. Bright white as far as your eyesight goes. Come and take a look at the fields of snow. I'll just get my coat, then we're good to go. Come and take a look at the lake. Let's have a quick skate before it gets late. Come and take a look at the frozen lake. Put your clothes on, mate, don't make that mistake.
Greetings, holiday shoppers. There are now 120 shopping days left until Christmas. You know what that means. That means it's time for Christmas Creeps, your one-stop shop for holiday movies and TV shows all year round. My name is Joseph Wade. I'll be your host for this evening. Here with me tonight are my co-hosts, Johnny Five, the human robot.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, J-Man, how's it going?
It was going good, and then you said, "Hey, let's record an episode." Which is, that's a mixed bag, but it was a mixed bag of shit today.
I'm sorry to have ruined your summer. I truly am. Summer was going great until we decided to record again. But speaking of going great, Mr. Bradford is here as well. Brad, what's up?
Nice to be talking to you again.
Oh, God, don't start with that tonight. I can't handle it. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Just sitting here after watching this movie, which didn't have much rhyme or reason. Rhyme is a type of ice.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I see. That's a dad pun for like the 1800s. I feel I don't know that one. I don't know that one, but yeah, summer's been going great. We haven't talked since late June when we talked about Jaws. It's been that long. We decided to just take the summer off, I guess. But now that it's late August, school is about to start back here. It starts back tomorrow for my neck of the woods. But that also means it's back to school season, and back to school season means Halloween. And guess what, folks? We're starting Home for the Horrordays early this year, late August. Get that creep rolling now.
Jump scare.
I can tell I'm the.
It's a Halloween jump scare. It's
keep going.
Spooktober jump scare.
I can tell I'm the only one excited about this.
No, I'm kind of into it this year. It's been unseasonably cool the last couple of days, and I'm tempted to go and get some pumpkin beer and just live in the season, but it's going to be in the high 80s again next week, so
right,
kind of tempering my enthusiasm a little bit.
Yeah, they're giving us a taste of it. Like today, our high was 73, and I absolutely loved it.
It was glorious.
Actually went outside for more than 5 minutes today.
Didn't get swamp ass in 25 seconds after being outside. It was wonderful.
Exactly. Like I had a good reason to put on shorts because, now it's cool enough to wear shorts, which feels weird to say. But yeah, now that I'm indoors where it's hot because we've turned the air conditioner off, I need a frosty beverage. So, gentle friends, I mean, crack one open if you got it, because
I jiggled my ice because I don't have one to crack, so to speak.
Well,
but I do have a frosty beverage.
Metaphorical can check, Bradford. What are you working with tonight?
I have got it's alcohol adjacent. It's a rum swizzle ice, or it's a coconut swizzle iced tea.
Ooh. So
it's got rum. I don't think it has rum in it, but it's like rum flavoring with coconut and black tea. It's pretty good.
That's nice. That's kind of
refreshing.
That sounds like a holiday kind of drink.
Yeah, a little bit.
Very, very on brand for us.
Yes.
Nice. J-Man, how about yourself?
I got a liquid death. I don't know whose death. My enemies, hopefully.
Are you working with a specific flavor, or is it just the sparkling? Or still?
I always get the lime.
Okay. Nice.
I've had a couple of those. They're not bad.
They are, if they're on sale, they're worth it. If they're not on sale, they're not worth it. That's the entire difference.
That's about right.
If Sheetz has the 2-for-1, go for it, right?
Exactly.
Yep. And then for my part, I'm drinking. I guess I'm the only one drinking booze, and I'm taking
that's all the excuse I need. Let me go out to the garage really quick. I can't let you drink alone.
You can't let me drink alone, friends. Come on. No, I'm drinking a Bull City Cider Works orange and hibiscus cider, and it's called an Oh Yeah. I don't know why.
No, for real. Hold that thought.
No, Bradford has things to do. I'm not going to let him. Friends don't let friends podcast drunk.
Fine.
It's called yeah. Is it like Kool-Aid flavored?
It's spelled OYAH. Oh yeah, and it's orange and hibiscus cider. But
yeah, don't you know?
Oh yeah, from the Great Lakes up there. Oh, it's tasty. Yeah, I don't get the hibiscus tasty, much, but it is definitely a good orange cider. So friends, for Home for the Horrordays, if you're unfamiliar, this is the season where we talk about Christmas or holiday themed horror movies, because believe it or not, there are actually a shitload of them, and they're making more every year. And so every time I find a new one, I put it in a letterboxed list, which I will put in the show notes. And we decided to kind of transition ourselves into Home for the Horrordays with something a little lighter, something less, serial killery, because most of them are, holiday serial killer movies. So, we're talking about a SyFy Channel original movie called Icetastrophe tonight, which I was very dubious of when we started it, because I thought, well, it's an ice themed disaster movie. What could go wrong? But no, it is much more Christmassy than I had expected.
And yet it still had no fucking reason to be a Christmas movie either. And they wanted it to be a Christmas movie. They called it Christmas Icetastrophe.
Right. Depending on where you're watching it, it's either called Icetastrophe or Christmas Icetastrophe. And it kind of makes me wish there was like a cut of the film where they tried to cut all of the Christmas out of it and just let it be Icetastrophe. But no, it's.
I mean, what would you have to cut? You have to cut like 3 references to being like, oh, it's Christmas Eve / Christmas morning. You'd have to cut a completely useless character who's like a German ? Santa Claus, and you'd have to cut where they're saying Jingle Bells. That's it.
Yeah.
You would also have to ADR like anytime anybody says a character name, because half of the characters in this movie are named after characters in A Christmas Carol for some reason.
I suppose there's that.
And therein lies the rub, friends.
You could get away with maybe saying it's still like mid-January and some people still have trees up in their house.
Right.
'Cause there's a couple Christmas trees. There's not a lot of movies set in sort of like the weird hangover period after the holidays are done.
Yeah, no.
That's an unexplored space in the movie seasonal canon, I guess you would say.
Yeah, like America doesn't really do Boxing Day, so we've never had the big Boxing Day movie, but it must exist, right?
I mean, there's plenty of movies that take place on New Year's Eve, but they take place in this weird version of New Year's Eve where Christmas wasn't less than a week ago.
And they also take place in this weird version of New Year's Eve where the holidays doesn't suck complete ass and is way hyped up and better than than you expect.
You both are describing Ghostbusters 2. But no, Icetastrophe. So the villain of the villain of the movie is named Crooge, as in Scrooge, because it's that kind of movie.
Is he really the villain though?
I mean, I just assume that he is because he's like the evil land developer in town, right? Like he's coded as being the bad guy, even though it's a disaster movie and there's
even still the disaster is malevolent though.
Yeah, like this is a man versus nature story, but it's not the uncaring like the agnostic uncaring version of nature. No, this thing has an animus.
Yeah, like at one point
it shoots a helicopter out of the sky. Come on.
At one point a character says this is science, not magic. And no, I would fucking prefer if it was magic. Then it would make a fucking lick of sense.
I had the same exact thought that it would be a much better movie if they just explained it as like, because like,
yeah, you could just literally tell me, oh, Oral the Frost Maiden is angry at us. And then I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, like it's got like JRPG-ass like magic crystals going all over the place. Like, come on.
Oh yeah, this
isn't.
Say it. You want to say it.
J.O. Crystal.
This is like 2 steps removed from being another J.O. Crystal movie. I mean, it kind of is, because the answer to the whole thing at the end is like putting one crystal on top of another.
Putting one bro's crystal on top of another bro's crystal.
make the crystal tips touch. Yes.
So I'm glad you thought about that, because I hadn't even made that connection, but you're absolutely right.
There's some things that we've geared our brains to look for when we watch movies now, and I hate to say it, but J.O. Crystals is absolutely one of them. Hi, folks. Welcome to J.O. Crystal Creeps. So what is the disaster of Icetastrophe? Would someone like to explain?
Disaster is this movie.
Oh, God. Get out.
No. There is a meteor which is headed towards Earth, and it's supposed to burn up the atmosphere, but surprise, it doesn't. It breaks into two over the town of Lenox, Washington, and lands in the town square as a developer is sort of christening his expansion of what I assume is a ski resort. Where he's basically going to tear down the main street of the town. And
he's going to tear down Main Street to build a strip mall in its place. Yeah. Progress.
Surprise! The meteorite is very icy. It's very cold. It is so cold that it starts killing people and flash freezing them to death. That's the movie.
Not unlike the movie The Day After Tomorrow, which this cribs a whole heck of a lot from, especially in particular the scenes where people are literally running away from cold.
Is that the one where John Cusack's flying a plane away from an earthquake?
No, that's 2012. The Day After Tomorrow is the one where Jake Gyllenhaal runs down a hallway away from cold.
Okay, which one's the one where the big Jesus falls over on a bunch of people?
Pretty sure that's also 2012.
I know. I just wanted an excuse to say that.
Come on, you could have kept going, and I would have just been like, yeah, that's also 2012.
That's all I know about. That's all I remember from the trailers that I watched of 2012.
Where's the one where Woody Harrelson stands and watches Yellowstone explode? That's also 2012. Where's the one where Danny Glover plays the president and gets hit in the face with an aircraft carrier? Oh yeah, that's also 2012.
I would have accepted
No, back up. Gets hit in the face with an aircraft carrier?
Yes. So the big, to talk about 2012 for a minute. The big global earthquake thing that happens causes tsunamis that go everywhere. And of course, DC being on the eastern seaboard, everyone's standing outside for some reason in front of the Capitol building, and they just stand and watch as an aircraft carrier is swept in a tsunami into the middle of downtown.
Come on.
And it really is. It's Danny Glover looking on as an aircraft carrier comes right at him well, this is it.
I can't do this. I'm not going to be that guy. Sure, have your fun.
I love myself a good disaster movie, and the sillier and the more ridiculous, the better. Which means, I kind of love 2012.
Okay.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Icetastrophe.
This movie needed Nick Cage, and he would not have been above doing it. That is the only way you can salvage this movie.
If Nick Cage had played
Ratchet,
Bob Cratchit, not Bob Cratchit, no, Charlie Ratchet.
Ratchet.
That could have saved it.
Ratchet.
What, Jonathan?
I said the same thing Brad did. C. Ratchet.
Yeah, we both just said C. Ratchet.
Oh God, I didn't even put that together. I was like, why is his name Charlie and not Bob? There it is. That's it.
Yep.
And so of course his son is named Tim. But the movie's not cruel and evil, so he's not tiny and he's not about to die.
Although if you watched it on Prime with the X-ray feature, for whatever reason, he's credited as Tiny Tim throughout the entire movie.
Really?
Yes, really.
Speaking of which, Amazon told me that this movie had violence, language, and sexuality. Two characters said, "I love you" once. Was that what they mean? I'm not demanding every movie have. I'm not necessarily demanding that every movie have just full on penetration. I mean, most movies would be improved by it, to be honest. But there was nothing in this movie would need a warning about there's even romance or anything in this fucking movie.
There's a kiss, I believe.
So
my stars and fucking garters.
Yeah, there's a 5-second kiss. That's all I can think. That's the most salacious material in this movie. I mean, sexual wise, I guess.
So the MPAA rating was written by like the Common Sense Media folks, right? I guess that's all I can explain. Oh, and of course, Tim's girlfriend is Crooge's daughter, who of course her name is Marley.
She's in it for the dog.
Like the movie cannot stop itself from making Christmas Carol references, and I don't know why.
But Alex, she's not a Christmas Carol reference, is she? I guess it's supposed to be like she's the outsider who's come in to solve the problem, so she doesn't get a Christmas Carol themed name.
I guess so. Like they grafted her in from a different movie.
Yeah. The mountain that the other piece of the meteorite lands in is Mount Dickens.
Because of course it is.
Because of course. Because you can't help yourself.
No, let me just correct you slightly. It's not Mount Dickens, it's Dickens Peak, because we also have to reference Dante's Peak for some stupid reason.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. I mean, they're like putting reference on top of reference, I think, and like, how much can we get away with before people start just laughing at us? Well, we're already laughing at you, so
yeah,
you might as well go whole hog.
And that's one of the problems: is this movie was not silly enough to warrant how stupid it was, and it wasn't good enough to not be silly either. It hit the sour spot.
True. It's in. So, like, Sharknado is kind of that sweet spot, right, for sci-fi movies, where it knows how silly it is, but it's also going to try to lean into it and deliver something that you're going to be entertained by. But then Icetastrophe is just... It's kind of just like...
It's not very good. And it doesn't lean into it hard enough.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, and you can also go over the swing set into, like, Piranha Land, where you're just nudging me in the ribs too hard the entire time, trying to tell me how fucking clever you are. It didn't do that either, for what it's worth, but...
Do you get it? Do you get it? Do you get it? Like,
yeah,
we get it.
It was trying not to take itself too seriously, but it didn't reach that point.
It, like, tiptoes up to the line of being self-aware, or being, like, knowingly clever, and then it just can't get itself over that line.
Here's the best part of the movie, is there's a scene where there's a guy with a truck broken down on a bridge, and all the ice is happening all around them. And one of the characters, for whatever reason, I want to call him Eric, although I know that's not his name. It's
Scott.
It's Scott, Crooge's other son,
right?
Crooge's son,
Scott
Marley's
S.
brother.
Crooge. Do you fucking get it, everybody?
It's Don Jr. Okay, give me a break.
Well, yeah, that's why my mind immediately went to Eric. Anyways, he starts yelling at this guy, and then the guy on the bridge is like, he's like, "You need to get out of here now!" And then the guy's like, "Hey, chill!" And then immediately gets crushed by a giant boulder of ice. That's what this movie needed to do about 5 more times. More of that, please.
And then Arnold Schwarzenegger,
dumb ice jokes.
And then Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, like, walks into frame and says, "The ice puns are my thing," and kills him. No one's allowed to make ice puns but him.
But it needed that levity a little bit more, and it did not have it.
Like, one thing I'll say, I kind of like
that stupidity.
Dead stupidity. I kind of like that the Crooge character really just does not give a shit about another human being, like, at all. Because at some points he leans into it. Because, like, when the meteor first comes down and crashes into the middle of, like, the town square, and, like, a couple of, like, the mall Santa gets killed and a couple other people die and all that, and they run off to, like, they hide in an ambulance with the sheriff, and Crooge just, like, he goes, like, a meteor strike, how cool is that? And the sheriff says, "Well, people are dead, so not very." Like, yeah, okay, fair. But then, you know, he goes on. They try to send him on that little journey where he has to realize that other people live in the world and matter too. And he learns the lesson by letting everybody else in the community center die. Oops, a doodle.
What was he like? I guess he was supposed to let them all into the boiler room too.
Right. Yeah. But
I don't know what else he could have done to save them.
I mean, they were pounding on the door of the boiler room to let him in because the boiler room is hot, and at some point people realized that the flash freezes don't like hot things, so they're afraid. The flash freeze is afraid of hot
because it's spatially aware, because it has an animus.
Yeah. Like Neil Patrick Harris walks up and puts his hand in the cold and it's like, oh, it's afraid. No, none of that. But so yeah, Crooge just lets everybody die outside while he sits in the boiler room, and he has like PTSD of that. Like, good, buddy, you get to live with that for the rest of your life. And then at the end, when he tries to like sacrifice himself to the cold, he like lights a flare and just walks off into it. Hopefully never to be seen again, but no, that's not even true.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I think this movie would have been better if he didn't do the redemption arc and just gets killed off in a very gruesome manner. Probably would have played better with the tone of the tone that they should have gone for this movie, maybe. Right?
Yeah, like somebody needs to get their comeuppance, right?
Yeah,
like but also it's a Christmas Carol. You don't want to see Scrooge get his comeuppance. You want him to learn his lesson. But in a movie like this, no, the guy needs to get his comeuppance because it's a disaster movie, and that's what happens. Yeah,
and it's like the whole like Christmas Carol thing is such a thin lampshade. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah,
this Scrooge does not need to have his moment. We have the actual Christmas Carol at home, which is much better than this. Pick your version.
So you're saying this is the Christmas Carol we get if we went to McDonald's?
Exactly.
Hey, you know what I learned last week?
What's that?
I learned that Viggo the Carpathian is one of the guys that gets blown up by John McClane in the elevator.
Yeah, that's true. And also that that actor did not voice Viggo the Carpathian. It was Max von Sydow, who I want to say was in some Christmas movie we can also reference, but I'm not that smart.
Yeah, Ghostbusters 2.
God, no. Touche. But I mean, it's kind of hard to talk about the plot of a movie like this because literally none of it matters, and
nothing.
Nothing matters, and I want to stick my head in the freezer. But
they run from the ice for like 90% of the movie. Then they figure out that they need to get the MacGuffin. That's the other part of the meteor, and stick them back together.
So
right.
Okay, so yeah,
hijinks ensue.
Yeah, the characters split into a couple different groups. Charlie and the Alex Novak, the grad student, decide that they're going to go hunt down the meteor because they realize that the meteor split in two. Then Tiny Tim and Marley are running around together as well, trying to not be frozen to death. Charlie and the grad student find the hot half of the meteor and realize they need to take it back to the cold half of the meteor. And then they put them together, and then that immediately fixes everything. And that's the fucking movie.
That's the entire movie. And then in the middle of it, let's do a half-hearted 30-minute riff on The Day After Tomorrow.
Yes.
Like, it's literally the whole movie. Like, it would be... No, you know what? I don't even want to entertain this train of thought. Like, I don't want to Santa's workshop this into becoming The Day After Tomorrow because I don't care enough.
Like, if it
nobody needs that.
With them being like, the meteor wants its twin back, like the meteor was actually a sentient thing lashing out, that would have somehow been better, even though it'd be the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. It would have been at least more entertaining.
Movies in general could stand to be like 20% stupider than they are. You know,
if you're gonna go with this level of stupid, you have to commit to the bit, right?
Yeah, like when you're having icicle like stalagmites just form under cars to destroy the cars, it's like no, that's not Mother Nature. That is Mother Nature casting wall of ice. That is not just random shit.
I mentioned it earlier in passing, but there is one scene where a rescue helicopter gets shot out of the sky by a giant pillar of ice that comes out of the ground.
Yes.
Yeah, she had to upcast Ice Spiked as a 5th level spell at that time.
That's the level that this movie is working on. Like, yeah, exactly. You have to make it like a wizard, a wizard or a tiny alien at this point, because we've already thrown the law of thermodynamics completely out of the window. Like, that's not how any of this works.
Right.
Would ever work. Like, you have to go, if you're gonna go this dumb, you have to go way dumber.
Like, they're already in the mountains in Washington State. It would not have been out of line at all to say, like, oh, there's a mountain witch that lives on Dickens Peak. You know,
that can fix this.
Fucking Bigfoot or something. Who knows?
Queen Elsa.
Why not? Oh man. But
is there a, you know, they do the dumb horror knockoffs of all like the Disney movies?
Yeah.
There's got to be a Frozen one, right?
Yeah, it's called Frozen 2. They fucking murder Olaf in it.
Yeah, if only. Gosh.
I mean, I know there is a horror movie called Frozen. It's about like people stuck.
Ice Queen.
No.
Oh.
No, it should be. No, it's about people stuck on like a broken down ski lift in a ski lodge, surrounded by nothing, like overnight.
Oh well, that's just a shitty situation.
Right. So
is it ripping
not
off
what you're
open
looking
water,
for.
or is open water ripping it off?
I think it's ripping off open water. Yeah. It's the whole horror movie cliche of like, let's put somebody in one place for 90 minutes.
Because we can save on sets and also save on number of casts we have to pay.
Exactly. But no, to Brad's point, I don't think they have made a Frozen knockoff horror film yet. But, you know, let's just type it into the old Google machine here. No, there is a Jack Frost from 2022, so that exists.
Well, kind of the right sphere, but not exactly what I was looking for. Well, there's always YouTube with Elsa Spider-Man for that level of existential horror. So I suppose it does exist.
Jack Frost, for that matter. Don't watch Jack Frost. Yeah. Don't watch either of the Jack Frosts.
Don't watch any of the Jack. The only Jack Frost you need is Jack Frost 2: Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman.
Yes.
And I will die on that hill.
Or the Santa Claus 3.
Not even the Santa Claus 3. I've spent too many years of my life being angry about Santa Claus 3. I need to let that go.
You need to let it go. It all comes back around. Got him.
Oh my god.
This movie is not very good, is it? It's kind of boring.
No. I mean, it does what it says on the tin. It's a SyFy Channel original movie. I don't know what more we can say about it in this podcast that's supposed to be an hour long.
Definitely,
and we're not even past the 30-minute mark yet.
C tier ones as well. Like it's not a Sharktopus. It's not a Dino Croc versus Super Gator or whatever. It doesn't even have the spectacle of stupidity like some of the other SyFy original ones do.
Yeah,
right. This really is
so bad it's good. Yeah,
exactly. Like this really is just like channel filler, basically. Like I can't imagine they made this with the intent of anybody in the world actually watching it.
Like, couldn't you guys have just like licensed Time Cop again or something?
You know, if Jean-Claude Van Damme had been in this, that might have saved it. And he could have like spin kicked. He would
have done the splits to avoid the ice.
Yeah. An ice stalactite could come down on his head. He would do the splits. Yeah. See, these we can write one of these. It wouldn't be that hard. I don't know why we're stuck not doing that. Anyway, so there's nothing else to talk about. With regard to this movie. Icetastrophe is on. Where did you guys watch it? Prime?
I watched it on Prime.
Yeah,
because Tubi would have made me install the Tubi app on my phone, and it wasn't like I was going to actually spend real time watching this, so I just put it on at work.
Fair enough. Yeah, I watched it on Tubi, which meant I had to watch commercials, which was a great respite from having to watch 10 minutes of Icetastrophe. But yeah, it's out there. It's out there if anybody wants to watch Icetastrophe. We neither one of us, none of us recommends this. And at this point, I guess we're going to have to go to the Crankometer to give this a rating, because I hate that this episode is so short and sweet, but I mean, there's not a lot to work with, folks.
What else is there? There's the star-crossed lovers thing they went with because Cratchit and Crooge are in sort of a weird feud, and Cratchit gets fired and is very protective of his daughter, and Tiny Tim and Marley have a thing for each other. There's that, I guess.
Yeah, it feels like it's because someone looked at the first draft of the script and was like, nobody's in love. And there's like, all right, fine. He has a daughter now. Yeah, they're in love.
I will give this movie 0.0000 repeating 1 point for not having a romance plot between Alex and Charlie, who's divorced, because you see divorced dad on a rip roaring adventure with a young woman. You immediately think, okay, that by the end of this, they're going to learn something about themselves and each other, right?
Yeah,
so good job, movie, for not doing that.
To their
credit,
it
would also be a little bit creepy because Crooge is like in his 40s and she's coded as being in her 20s,
right? So. And also to their credit, she is entirely too interested in this meteor phenomenon to give a single shit about him.
Yes,
so that is also
she
fine.
Only wants to kiss and make out with space rocks.
Don't we all? I want to say my favorite part of this movie is when Alex and Charlie are fleeing the cold on a snowmobile, and Alex is throwing dynamite at the snowstorm to knock it backwards, and it actually works.
Also a good moment, underappreciated moment, is when Alex is trying to untie a boat from the dock and doing not a very good job at it, but then finds a loaded shotgun in the boat and shoots the rope in order to get the boat off of the dock. Because why not?
Right. And that's also
because Eastern Washington, everybody.
Exactly. But that's also the scene that opens the movie. Like if the movie starts and they're on a boat fleeing the cold as it's like flash freezing the lake, and you're like, what is happening?
Oh God, yes. The movie starts with like 30 seconds of the movie, then goes 6 hours early, which first off, fuck you, movie. And then like later on when he gets back there, it plays those 30 seconds of movie again.
Yeah.
Yup.
Doesn't
this
even.
Is me.
And I mean,
probably thinking how I would find myself in this crazy situation. Well, it all started about 6 hours ago.
But Sorry. you know, like respect, because the movie's only 80 minutes long. So like, recycle what you can, I guess. Right.
They could use a couple of montages. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, They definitely could have put more Christmas in the movie, because like
the second half of the movie is a clip show of the first half.
Oh God.
A bottle episode where they're just sitting in the shelter recalling the first half of the movie from a different perspective.
Yeah, I mean, basically this would have been better if it was Clerks the Animated Series.
I mean, yeah, everything would be. I mean,
Clerks would be better if it was Clerks the Animated Series.
That's true. That's absolutely 100% true.
Oh, very true. Good Lord. I'm trying to think of a scenario now where we get 12 NBA All-Stars to just show up for no reason in this movie. I mean, Crooge has got to get sued for something going on in this movie. So you know what? They can sue him and they can be his jury. So should we go to the Crankometer? Because we're just spitballing into nothing here.
Yep.
All right, well, friends, the Crankometer is our patented X and Y axis for rating Christmas movies. The X axis is how Christmassy a film is, the Christmasity scale, and the Y axis is how good the film is. So, friends, how Christmassy is Icetastrophe?
Not really, no. It mainly uses what little Christmas is there as an excuse to put Christmas in the title.
Yeah, and like, other than the names, that's nothing.
Oh, the names actually piss me off too, so negative points for that.
Yeah, like if this had just been an ice themed horror movie, I probably would have been fine with it, you know. But they're forcing Christmas so hard.
Yeah, inexplicable German Santa.
Mm-hmm.
They sing Jingle Bells at like the darkest moment in the shelter, and that's kind of about it, right?
It kind of, yeah, and like it pulls the Die Hard move of having sleigh bells over like really dramatic music.
Oh, right.
Sometimes, so like you can tell they're trying to tug at those Christmas feels, and it's not working, guys.
And we didn't even get like a jaunty, ironic, licensed music like White Christmas, like during an action scene or something.
Mm-hmm.
That so many movies love to pull during some gritty scene.
You know, they could have gone like the other direction and gone super ironic and just played like Summer in the City or something. That would have been fun too. But yeah, like there's ways to make this fun, and they just didn't take any of them. They didn't want to make it fun. They just wanted to make product and get it out into the world for sci-fi commercials.
Content.
It's the content.
Capital C content right here.
Absolutely, it is.
All right.
Go ahead. No, I was gonna give a score.
So I'm looking at the director Jonathan Winfrey. I'm looking at his IMDb right now. Look, this is the most recent thing he's directed. He has an upcoming called The Book of Emmanuel.
Okay.
Oh.
No, not that Emmanuel. Not Emmanuel in space, Brad. I think that's what you're thinking of.
Go on.
It's absolutely nothing. Something about the documentary about Atlanta. Apparently, he was the producer of the Marine with John Cena. Then a bunch of absolute 90s schlock that would actually like honestly be better to watch, like a movie called Future Kick, Crisis in the Kremlin, 7 episodes of Mike Hammer, Black Scorpion 2 Aftershock, Carnosaur 3 Primal Species, Bloodfist 7 Manhunt. Oh no, we have a winner. Excessive Force 2 Force on Force.
Okay, so this is a Roger Corman guy then. That's actually kind of cool that he fell into SyFy Channel. I mean, it happens to the best of us, but damn. Man, if we could make Carnosaur 3 into a Christmas movie, I'd watch it tomorrow. Oh man, Bill.
He's the co-producer of a movie called Hard to Die in 1990.
Hard to Die.
Please tell me the 2 is a number.
It is not, sadly.
Oh man.
Here's I gotta read this description though. While doing the inventory for a lingerie outlet in a high-rise office building, 5 attractive women are terrorized by a series of bizarre killings. They suspect that the strange janitor, who's witnessed another series of killings years back, is at the bottom of this whole thing. Little have they know the real horror that they face in the end. It's Die Hard, but they found a reason to get everybody naked.
So it's just like softcore Die Hard?
Yes.
Amazing.
Skinamax Die Hard.
Don't sell me any harder. I might actually watch this. God.
So, Hard to Die was directed by Jim Wynorski, Chopping Mall Jim Wynorski. So there's your Roger Corman.
Hell yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Wynorski also directed A Doggone Christmas.
I remember that. Yeah.
So, how have we not watched this? A psychic Jack Russell Terrier?
Wait, we did watch this.
Did we?
We did.
Did we watch the psychic Jack Russell Terrier movie?
I know Brad and I did. Were you there for that?
You might have missed that one. It's like it starts with a you didn't see this one?
Let me look at christmascreeps.com, our website.
I
it
know we
with
did
them
this
on
one.
A train. I 100% know that we watched that one.
The dog has a flashback about saving the lives of soldiers who then kidnapped
2023. No, I did not watch that one because I would have not been able to record at that time.
You were on hiatus then, I think. Yeah,
that may have been your hiatus. Yeah.
Yes, when I was working nights. Okay, so yeah, Jim Wynorski directed that and Shopping Mall.
A legend, an absolute American hero. So hey, how about that number? The the x-axis number. I'm going to give this a -2.
That's kind of what I was feeling too.
2 points off for the whole Christmas Carol connection.
It's so lame.
The Witches of Brestwick. It only works as a visual written pun.
Oh, so Jonathan is just reading off Jim Wynorski movies now.
Yes.
That's fair. I mean, that's totally fair.
The Lusty Busty Baby Q.
See, now I'm looking at it. He has a Cloverfield parody called Cleavage Field.
Does he really?
The Da Vinci Co-ed.
Yeah. I'm going to try to get this back on the rails before Jonathan interrupts again. So the y-axis, how good is Icetastrophe, friends?
-4, right?
I mean,
it's really bad.
We're totally dipping into the negs.
It's boring, and it's not very good, and it's a little aggravating, but it's not bad enough to be good bad, right?
Right. It has brief moments of good bad where it comes to life, and then it just becomes bad again.
Maybe it's somewhere between a -3 and a -4 for me.
Yeah.
Maybe a -3.
I'm going to say -3. Can Jonathan put us over the edge?
I don't actively hate it enough to give it a -4. It's just boring, right?
Yeah, agreed. Hard agreed.
Wynorski actually did direct Dino Croc vs. Super Gator, so I'll give it a 3.
Okay.
All right, -3.
Completely unrelated information, but you know what? Good enough for us. Well, yeah.
We've gone on less before.
That's definitely true. So, friends, for our first opening salvo of Home for the Horrordays 2024, Icetastrophe scores a -2, -3. Put that on your crankometer, and let's keep this horror trainer rolling. I am excited to talk about more Christmas horror movies. I have a huge list that I want to get to. We're only going to get to a few of them, sadly. But that's okay. We'll just circle back around next year.
That's quitter talk. This is now going to be an exclusively horror-focused Christmas movie
Don't
podcast.
people think that's what we are anyway? Why don't we just do that?
I mean, we certainly could. I mean, it's not like we're going to run out anytime soon. You know?
I mean, it's either that or we watch Last Christmas. Good Lord.
Yeah. I mean, hell, Terrifier 3 comes out this October, and that's a Christmas movie for some reason. So, you know, like I said, they're only making more of them.
Is Red 1 going to theaters?
I believe it is.
Oh, my God. We got to do that at some point.
I mean,
the SEO, right?
Next time you're in town, Buckaroo, we might have to do that.
It's going to be real bad. I can tell you that much.
It's going to be a nightmare, yes. I actually saw the trailer for that in a theater a couple days ago.
Oh, yeah?
And it's even more depressing to see it on a giant screen, let me tell you.
Awesome.
Mostly just because you start getting into the real nutty stuff where they're fighting snowmen. They're fighting snowmen on a beach, and okay, so they really are just ripping off Jack Frost 2 now. I would frankly just rather be watching Jack Frost 2 again. But anyway, any final thoughts on Icetastrophe, friends?
You can skip this. I mean, even if you're looking to watch absolutely idiotic SyFy Channel trash, this is bad even by that standard.
Completely missable.
Go fucking watch Dino Croc vs. Super Gator.
There you go.
Well, I apologize for having wasted your time, friends, but I do have one final question before we leave the show tonight. Have you played any good games lately?
Jonathan,
bring it on home with video game chat.
I've been getting back into Elden Ring, which is a good video game.
It is. I have not played it myself, but I understand that it is a good game.
And the Final Fantasy XIV latest expansion came out. That's pretty good. Some people are mad about it, but some people are mad about it for stupid reasons as well. So whatever to them.
What are the stupid reasons?
Do you want to get into it?
You're really gonna unlock this gate? Gonna really let these sheep out into the fields?
Well, let me just roll the dice.
Let me just tell you: have you ever been around the internet and seen some people?
Are they angry about vagina bones?
They're angry that the main female character in the new expansion is voiced by a trans woman.
Oh god! Like people are just like, who fucking cares? Oh, they're the worst. Like,
yeah, just
people that care about this
just
sort of
loud
thing.
vocal dipshit chuds. What are you gonna do?
Like, oh my god, I can't with these people. Like, at the end of the day, does it really matter to you? Or you just, ugh.
That's the question I always come back to, is like, does it really matter that much? And apparently the answer is yes. And I just like, I live on a different planet, I guess.
I can't, we just don't have the right kind of brainworms, I guess, where like that is even a thing that would even occur to you to remotely care about, right?
Yeah, I mean, we host a podcast about Christmas movies. We have completely different brainworms, but I don't know.
Like it's just like I don't. It's just I don't think the voice actress is gonna fuck you, dude. So it doesn't really matter what she got going on down there.
That is entirely true.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, can I tell you guys what I've been playing this past month or two?
Is it Zelda?
Yeah.
No, it's actually not Zelda. We've been looking for a different Zelda. So
is it
Fortnite? I have been playing Fortnite, but no, I did the dumb thing and started playing Skyrim again.
Oh boy, nice.
Again,
yes. And with Nikki in tow, now she's getting into Skyrim, so like she's in the other room playing it right now. I'm glad I got her into it because she enjoys watching it, but she also enjoys playing it. So, I'm not going to complain.
Skyrim is one of those games that back when it came out, I rented it and I had to return it because I knew that it was going to like consume my life if I let it.
Oh, it totally consumed my life. Like there were like a whole weeks of nights where I was up till 4 and 5 in the morning playing fucking Skyrim. Only had to get up at 7 a.m. to go to work. So like I know the struggle is real.
Yeah, I actually have never played an Elder Scrolls game more than like the 5 hours of Skyrim that I played. I don't know.
It's a good one, and just like the new Zelda, like I stopped just short of finishing the story mode because I didn't want it to end.
Yeah,
so,
one of those.
Yeah, so hopefully I can actually cross that threshold this time.
Did you finish Tears of the Kingdom?
I have not. No.
I did that earlier this summer.
Really?
Yeah, I just decided to rip the Band-Aid off. It took all of 2 hours, I think.
Yeah.
At that point. Yeah. It was a good game.
See, I think I'm
good ending.
I think I'm at that point. I need to commit to it and just be done with it already.
Yeah.
Because I did love my time with it. Yeah.
It's like tied it up in a nice little bow.
All right, friends. I think that's going to do it for this episode of Christmas Creeps. I'm actually surprised we got a full episode out of this absolute nothing of a movie.
We only had to talk about video games for 15 minutes.
Yeah, and I definitely didn't do that on purpose. Wink, wink.
We were going to do that anyway, so.
Oh, yeah. I know that. Come on, guys. Give me a little bit of credit here. I want to plug something right fast because apparently one of our friends in our Discord channel that you should definitely come join asked me if I had plugged my website on my Discord channel or on the podcast, and I said, no, I have not because I'm an idiot and don't think of things like this. But I did recently just buy the domain name for joescinemarama.com, where I'm trying to watch and review all the Michael Bay movies, and I am knee deep in Transformers shit, and my brain is tired. So come to joescinemarama.com and watch me suffer through that nonsense.
You did a good job on your write-up of 2. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the next I'm trying to put them all out Friday afternoons, so be on the lookout for that.
Cool. And I'm not saying that just because I'm your friend and co-host. It's good stuff.
That tone of voice says something different, but you know what? I'll let it slide.
No, for real. It's good.
I appreciate that. Anyway, friends, that's gonna do it for Christmas Creeps. So I have been Joseph Wade. Oh, actually, no. We have to plug shit. Oh, man. Go to our website, christmascreeps.com. We will have the link to our Discord channel. We will also have links to our Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, wherever else you want to find us, you can find us. We're at Christmas Creeps. Or email us at xmascreeps@gmail.com. I would love to get some listener mail to read on the next podcast because it is definitely going to be home for the Horrordays, and I'd love to read some nonsense on the show. So, friends, I've been Joseph Wade.
Yeah, you can find me in Liurnia of the Lakes, though I'm going to be in Caelid pretty soon, so hurry up from that.
Absolutely. Bradford.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to plug before we go?
Lately I've been making a sandwich. You take cherry tomatoes and you roast them at 350 degrees for about 45 minutes with a little bit of olive oil. Throw that on a sandwich with a little bit of cheese and pesto, and baby, it's pretty good. Oh, and a little balsamic reduction. There you go.
Ooh,
enjoy.
That sounds pretty damn good.
That does sound damn good.
It is. It's very good.
Is that what you posted a picture of in the Discord?
Yeah, especially if you can get some burrata, but any creamy type cheese will do you nicely.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That does sound tasty.
I'm just going to leave you with that because I don't have anything to plug.
That's fine. Sandwich recipes are A-okay by me. So, friends, this is finally going to be it for Christmas Creeps this week. I've been Joseph Wade.
I'm Bradford.
I'm Johnny Five, the Human Robot.
And I've been told to say creep it real, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to.
Nice to meet you.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas.